Greetings, my friends. Good evening. I am Ruben Garcia. I am the founder of the Jerusalem Assembly.org. And first of all, I want to apologize. I have been sort of like in a spiritual retreat. And I did this for one purpose only. I was doing research, spiritual research, for various manifestations that I came upon in the last month or so. I'm taking this time right now because there's an urgency, really, to share with you some of the manifestations, if you call them, of what I have received. And I made a promise to all of you that I would, of course, immediately and as soon as I could, relay the information, the messages that I received. And there's a very, very important one on this one. This will be very short, not as long as the previous one, but I want to know to let you know that what I'm about to share with you must be taken in consideration. I cannot convince you. That's something that you are going to need to do on your own self. It will all depend, of course, on what you believe, okay, and the circumstances of your emotions, and of course, the deep feelings that you have. And that's what we're going to be covering up. It is my hope that these past few days that has passed, you had peace, harmony, love, happiness, and of course, some prosperity and good health. Yes, I agree, these are traumatic periods right now. So I'm going to get directly to the point. Okay. First of all, ever since the 25th of July, okay, I did mention this in previous articles, and they're already posted in the website, www.thejerusalemasssembly.org. You'll find there three. One was written back in May, and the other two was written back in June, and one was written, of course, as recently as the 8th of August. Since the beginning of July, as I mentioned, we began a journey, an unprecedented journey, a spiritual, one that I can only boldly say, as we say, in the science fiction arena, is basically different and not ever seen by humanity as at all. This journey that we're taking is far more than just simply something that we could have read in the book of Revelations or any of the prognostications of Nostradamus or anybody. Those that come to pass, really, believe it or not. The journey that we enter back in July, of course, started back in the year 2012, December 21st. Most of you that read my article, I kind of went in depth explaining that specific date. It was a turnaround for humanity. And since then, we have embarked on that journey. And getting to the point is, we're about to enter, or have entered since July, believe it or not, and as of 8th of August, and of course the 22nd of August, out through the 25th, 72 hours, we were, what shall we say, a test program, a universal, a heavenly one, a galactic one, whatever adjective you want to use. And it simply was the factor is to strengthen our spirit. Okay. Now I know that in YouTube you have what we call a smorgasbord of all kinds of different issues, if I can say, and themes and proclamations. I tend to do the ones that I find to be vital. I'm not one of those that like to do 2 or 3 a week or anything like that. I find it that it's not the audience or the number of the audience that you want. It is just to do what God has asked us to do, is to go ahead and extend and offer the light. And that's what we are called light workers. And so are you. My point is that we are going to necessitate a sense of spiritual stamina as never seen in humanity. We know that there are already the rising or more light through our various aspects of humanity. There are going to be disclosures that are going to rock the core of your emotions, your feelings. And that's what I want to start. Emotions, feelings. Most of us have inner feelings that in situations that actually demand the true element of its existence is when we have a drama or a trauma. Something that in some extreme degrees could be horrifying, okay? And another one, some of them are so benevolent that bring us joy. But it doesn't matter. Inside of us, there is this state of emotions that most often we don't really display. We keep a neutralized version of our emotion that we show the public until something, as we say in psychology, stimulates it, fires it up, and then all of a sudden we're reacting as we really are, based upon those emotions. And that is about we're about to enter in the next 90 days. Now, there are milestones or markers along the way that they are. And I can tell you right now that at the end of this month and beginning of September, you're going to see certain influences that slowly are going to be stimulating your emotions. Disclosures. I know most of you would like to be very specific. The disclosure can be anything from a social dilemma down to a political. We already know, or at least we have been encountering lately, a lot of information regarding the outcome of the presidency and everything. And yes, some, I would say, I want to say many because the word many encompasses so much. But in reality, there'll be a substantial number of disclosures that are going to upset you first. Not enormously, but it will begin gradiently, a gradient upward, gently first, like, oh, that cannot be. But as time passes and you get more information, or at least more information is distributed for your evaluation, okay, for the concept of judging, you're going to find that out, that it's going to start getting, as your emotion begin to rebuild, you're going to start changing your personality and, shall we say, you yourself inside we do. To the point that it may get a summit at the top of it, that you're going to find yourself the true elements of all your emotion. That is the characteristic of this coming season of these events. And that's social. There'll be some economic, not to the point that jeopardize anything, but it will make you worry. It won't be bad enough that you have to worry for whatever political or whatever is happening in Congress or who is doing that or anything, or there's going to be, things that are going to basically stun you because that's the best way I can use when you find out what has been done to humanity. And then all of a sudden you're going to realize, especially the children. So what is going to happen is it's all of a sudden, all these start packing up. They start coming all together, as we call to a head. And that is a time that then you really need to be strong. Your emotions are going to be altered. Your emotions are going to be in question. And the inner feelings that you'll have, which you have supported, okay? Let's say the frame of the house of your emotion, those feelings are going to start wobbling, start breaking, and some may not be as secure as you told the word. And you may become very reactive. I'm not saying we're not going to become, let's say, vile or anything like that. No, but it's an inner encounter. Listen carefully what I'm saying. It's an inner encounter of your conscience, which is the key of everything, okay? And the concept of judging. Why are we going to be placed through this? Why does the universe, why the great sword, God, is putting us through this? And the reason is because we need to see ourselves inward. That's the key. Inward. We need to know who we are, okay? And what is it that has made us tick all this time? And this is the opportunity that you have to really, really analyze yourself. Now, some of you may not be able to understand it, and this is the key. You will find yourself being confused. You're going to find yourself disoriented. Some of you may already start feeling that way. You may find feeling that the relationship somehow is not yet quite as jubilant as you had it before. You may find yourself like, what am I doing in here? why I'm not feeling this way. You're going to start in a quandary. You're going to start asking about what's going on. And what's really interesting, I don't want to say what it is sad. What is really interesting is that you're going to find out that there are not too many people that can convey to you, okay, or at least give you an explanation of what is going on, because it's going to be confusing. It seems like everybody is in that wagon, okay? And you're trying to figure it out is that where can I find somebody to answer it? Yes, there'll be other places, and I'm sure you have some high-ranking religious people that you may find it that they will evoke something like, this is what was written, this is what's all that. What I want you to do is use your discernment, use your intuition. The Spirit of God is in you, and He's talking, He's helping you if you seek for it. So when you're in that situation, in your own ability, in whatever mode or form you want, do it, okay? Don't seek crowds. Don't go out there and try to tell the crowd to find the answer for you, because they are looking for the same answer. Try to do it on your own first. Everything that is happening since July is all inward. Inward. Yes, you'll be confronted with a lot of exterior things, okay? But those exterior things are to prepare you, that you are able to come and ask yourself. It's time to question ourselves. Who am I? Where do I come from? What am I doing here? Why is all this happening? Why is it that I happen to be in this at this time? That's okay. That's normal. Very normal. It's an inward test. Our feelings are the key. They are the key. And I advise, I recommend, begin to see your feelings. How you feel about your job. That's a good one. Okay, you're about to find that too also. How do I feel by the where I live, the things I do, or how I behave, how I speak, how I react? Yeah, these are the things we're talking about. Because the three concepts that you have to understand, they are the core of all of this that is about to take place. And on the top of that one, believe it or not, you have heard it before, it's been said 2,000 years ago, is forgiveness. You are going to experience the relationship that exists in forgiveness and not forgiven. Such thing as saying that you can forgive but not forget, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Either you give it all, you forgive, or you don't. That is the dilemma you have first. Number two, compassion. The inward aspect of compassion begins with you. Yes, with you. Okay? How do you view yourself? How is it that you look at yourself in the mirror and says, I love that person that is in the mirror. I am magnificent. I am marvelous. I'm extraordinary. I mean, the things that they want us to say is look at ourselves inward, and begins with the mirror. Begin to say to yourself, I believe, I am, okay? And I choose, so on, so on. I choose not to be afraid. I choose to be happy. I choose to feel joy. I choose to forgive. I choose to be compassionate. Those are the elements that we have to learn, okay? And then you'll understand the concept that I am. And last but not least, the third element of the next 90 days says that you do, and all the way to the end of December, 25th of December, but specifically 21st of December of 2022. Oh, I love that. I love that date. You know why? Because it's almost what? It's almost 10 years since the beginning of the 2012. Almost, I say. Few more. But the point of it is love. Love is the third element that in which you will be also looking inward into yourself. And this is the critical one, because if the other two cannot support, cannot be the pillars of light, by the way, then in third, how can love exist? Okay? How can it exist? You can have a seed. But if there's no dirt, can't plant it. If there's no sunlight and water, it will not survive, cannot exist. So no matter what you have in your hand, if you didn't have one of those, so it's not going to happen. And that is the concept that we're coming through. It is going to be exhausting. Yes. Okay. Which has come to my second part, the physical aspect. Your body is going to go through, forgive me the expression, okay? Okay? Through a kind of a hellish moment, okay, with the next few weeks. Not only because you have to absorb of all the information that is going to be given to you, okay, pointing out these people did wrong, and that people, this establishment did wrong, and all this stuff. You're going to find so much stuff that you are going to be overwhelmed, okay? And you're going to find out that your patience, remember, don't want your patient to go run away from you. Well, it's going to be part of all of that. It's still, like I say, it's going to be sort of like a symphony, different instrument playing, but it's starting to make one simple music. Whether this optic is, that's what it is. Okay, love is the key to it, and that's what we want to know. So if you forgive, okay, whatever has done you, and the principle begins with you. You have to forgive yourself for whatever manifestation you thought you did a few years ago, or maybe a few decades ago. Now it is time to say, okay, you know what? It's not that I did wrong. It was a poor choice. And I hereby forgive myself. And even if you don't have the person or the individuals around to say, please accept my apologies, then you yourself can do it to God. After all, did I say that the Spirit of God is in you? You just say, Spirit of God that is in me, please forgive me for what I've done, or for what I've executed, or for what I ever thought. Okay? If it's something malicious, it doesn't matter what degree it is, but then absolve yourself, okay, of that, and then continue. No matter what. We've been given opportunities right now in our dreams, okay? The thing is beginning to resurface for us to deal with it. When you look at it and it no longer has any kind of impact on you, no matter whatever the memory is, you simply say, I let it go. I choose for it not to affect me. And you go by your business. Of what? Of continue to purify yourself. Okay. Now, what is happening? Well, physically, the body is going to be tired. You're already feeling it. Trust me, believe me. I know that you've been exhausted and think of things over and over again that you seem like there's like a vicious cycle. You can't come in. Once you get one kind of run down, boom, here comes another one, okay? And then sometimes when that one is, it comes two more. It seems like there's never a stop. But it's the purpose is to make you realize, okay? And then I explain what is the antidote for all of this at the end of this video. What it's going to do is your body, you're going to feel headaches. Headaches may be different. Some may be right here in the frontal area. Some may be on your back. Your neck will get tired, okay? You may find a little bit dizzy sometimes. You may feel like you have a nausea. And by the way, it is not going to be for female. It's going to be a lot for men too, okay? You're going to find some digestive problem. You're going to find out that what you're eating doesn't seem to be satisfactory to you. Especially if you're eating a lot of junk food. Oh my God, stay away from junk food for the next few weeks if you can. One day I will make another video where I'm talking about why those monounsaturated things are not good for this time now. Vegetables, green vegetables, things that have roots that you can eat, potatoes, carrots. Those are the things you got to be eating to fertilize. Why? Because they come from the ground. They come from the earth. The nourishments that are coming are real. There's something made out in chemistry or anything, okay? So what you have to do is simply eat the appropriate thing to maintain the energy that you need for this shift. And that's the word I've been holding to it, for this shift, because we are entering on a shift. My beloved families and friends, we are deep embedded in this shift. And you volunteer to be here for this time, whether you realize it or not. So the body is also going to have aches. So some muscle spasm, a few little things like that. Like I say, things that you normally thought you liked, you don't like it. And my favorite one, I love this one because this has happened to me various times, and especially in the last few weeks. Your sense of taste, it's going to be sort of like out of whack. But something that you really, oh, your palate will love it every time. All of a sudden, you're going to find out like, ew, what does this taste like? Don't taste like that. So that's okay. Because the secret is that your body is transforming. Hear me, my beloved people. Your body is transforming, is evolving. In the scientific realm, we call it the DNA is taking right now a big punch. Okay? That strand that we have, forget it. That it's already been dissolved and is coming into the final combination of 12 strands DNA. And science will prove this later. You'll see it. They'll see it. Consciousness, which is actually the key. That there's another video I'm going to make here, hopefully in the next couple of days, to kind of tap out with this ones, is the one that is the key to it. The way you judge it, your mind, how does your mind work, your conscience, what the repertoire of all your memories are, and has made you to be the human being you are. Okay? You're not living in caves no more. Your conscience have changed substantially now. Look at the technology that we have nowadays. That's the part of where the conscience has expanded. The new discoveries and everything. Okay? Now, most of you don't realize it because we simply go to the store and buy what we need, right? I remember when the TV was black and white and a little round tube like that when I was a young man. And here we have now color TV. I got color TV all over in the house. Flat screen with all kinds of technology built in. Okay, so yes, that is changing. And that is the reason why it is imperative. As I say it again, imperative to maintain yourself alert. Be safe. Be wise. In other words, what is going to start coming up? What is going to be basically uprooted, brought out of the dark closet, as you all remember. Remember the skeleton in the closet? Those skeletons are coming up are going to have an impact in everything that you could ever consider in your emotions. Okay? And some of the negative emotion that shall rise from all of this is what you have to avoid. Forget about anger. Oh, God, please don't get angry. Don't get anxious. Don't get frustrated or anything like that. You're going to need to be simply, and here's the secret. It's like going to a major game, or whether it be football, basketball, or baseball. You are not going to participate in that game. You're there simply to observe, to enjoy it. Okay? Do not select, do not choose parties or which side you want, the left or right, or no. You're there to enjoy what? The game as an overall. As a human being, what we're going through, we must be an observant, a fan. Okay? Do you understand? This is important. Okay? Now, in other concept, I will tell people also the ones that I like to be really out of the net of all of that is going to take place, I will say do not go to the games. Which means that what? Don't watch the news. Stop watching things about drama or horror or things that celebrities are doing. No. Get away from all of that. If you can turn your TV off, do it. Get a book, read, walk in nature, work barefooted, hug a tree, talk to a tree. I know that sounds crazy, right? But you know what? Everything that is going to be surrounding us is already in tune with the change. Okay? In my time, when I was originally given the information that it was put on my novel, God Chosen Ones, in 81 and 87, and later on in 87, 97, I was told that there will be manifestations of the four elements: fire, water, wind, and earth. And if you haven't noticed, we got floods. We got lots of floods. And recently, even in Tennessee, we had it. Okay? Look at China. Wind. We had storms, winds coming, destroying in places that never would have been. Fire. Look at the fires. California, around the world, and even on Russia. Okay? The volcanoes, fire. Earthquake. We having 7.2 magnitude earthquakes. We haven't had the mega, but it's not too far away. It's not too far away. Because those fourth element are the one that are basically cleansing and preparing the earth. And I'm here. I'm going to divulge it right now. The new earth. That which is known as the old earth is past. We are not going to normality. I'm sorry. That word of normality is better be out the window. It's now formality, or shall we say new concept of the new earth. That's what all this is happening. And we just happen to be here, okay? As I mentioned in previous video, it is a boat in the middle of a storm and you're inside. You can't do anything. But what you can do is remain calm until the storm passes. And that is the key to the success and being able to pass it through him. You must now begin to concentrate in the well-being of yourself through good health, through preparation. Make yourself a list. Buy yourself a 50-cent little notebook right there. Write your feelings of what you felt this day. And then go back a week and read it and go, oh my gosh, what was I thinking of it? No, I don't believe I did this. Did I do that? Oh, I don't believe I say that. Reflection. Reflection of the past, so you can also what? Reflect the future. Okay? Those that are fortunate to live out away from the cities, where there's land and grass and trees and birds singing and a few of the other things, I would say you are in a better situation. You really are. But let's feel for our brothers and sisters that are living in the city, okay, in the concrete jungle. They don't have an opportunity with all this start happening, and they happen in the major cities. You think about being overwhelmed by a large crowd? They will. So believe it or not, I often invoke for the universe to be kind and help them through, as I do all of you too. As I pray for all of my readers, all of those that are subscriber in my JerusalemAssembly.org. I really do. And I often ask the universe to guide you, to give you wisdom. In fact, every time that I finish a text or any mail, I always put, be safe, be strong, and trust. I do that all the time. And I have to do that also, because I know that not only the social aspect is going to take a hit real hard, not only the economy is going to take a real hit, but another one too that I didn't want to mention too much because it's a very sensitive topic. Religion, spirituality is going to take a tremendous blow when all is added, because that's the only thing, that's the lifesaver we have that somebody can throw us in the middle of a storm so we can survive. And we will go through the storm. It's not doom and gloom like they're not the end of the world. Don't worry about that. But it is going to have its impact in humanity so we can change our conscience. Our conscience has been, shall we say, reckless. Okay, for 1,000 years, maybe more, maybe 2,000 behind. It no longer is that way. It's been decreed by the source creator, God, that we no longer are going to live in the ideology, or shall we say the ideology that, we're not alone for all, and that we're not invincible. We're humans. And God loves us so very much. So what are the symptoms that you're going through right now in your body, your headaches, okay, your tiredness? Oh, that's another good one too. By the way, your sleep patterns, they're going out of whack. It's been going out of whack. Mine has been, okay? I only get 4 or 5 hours sometime of sleep, no matter what time I go in there. Then I feel tired most of the day. I feel like I have been running 2 miles. And I feel tired and I feel short of breath and everything. And sometimes I just feel like I don't want to eat. Then I feel like, yeah, I want to eat. I sometimes feel like I want to take a nap. And I try to take a nap, but I can't because somehow my body is saying, no, I'm working hard. We're working, extra time right now to get you ready for what's coming. So I go along with it. I drink plenty of water, plenty of juices. By the way, plenty of water. Oh my goodness. I cannot, what's the word I can use? Well, the best thing I'm going to recommend to you, drink plenty of water. Stay away from the corn syrup derivative. Don't do that. It's not going to help any. You need just plain good water or juices. Okay? And like I say, fruits. It's a lot of fruits that it will help you. All the things that are the energy you need right now must not be something that has been processed. It has to be real. Okay? And it's very important that also you recognize that the vegetables are going to be the source of your energy and your nutrients that will be able to help you deal with what's coming. So there you have it, my friends. You are right now, or will soon be experiencing, like I said, physical symptoms that in a way they're not going to hamper your existence. It's simply they're going to make you very uncomfortable. And depending how you deal with it, that is going to be the reasons. So first of all, I'll say I know it's very difficult because as a psychologist, I can tell you, I dealt with a lot of stress. And I heard a lot of people about their stress. But I can tell you one thing, you have to reduce stress. You have to cut down on anxiety. You have to cut down on worrying about everybody else except you. You have to think about yourself first. And I mean this, husband and wife, fathers, grandfathers, I'm one of them, remember that. You have to be able to start thinking about yourself. Do some exercises. Do some simple thing. I don't care if you walk 10 paces. I don't care if you go out there early in the morning and look at the sunlight as you come in the sunrise. Anything that allows you to bring closer to what? To nature, to God. When I look at the sun rising every morning that I get up to see, I say, thank you, Señor Sol, Spanish word for that, but I say sol. I say, thank you. And I ask them for the guidance and the strength. So there's much to be said, and like I say again, there's a lot to remember, okay? That is coming. But be patient, please. Patience is a virtue. It is very, very, very important to minimize your anxieties, your stress, your fears. Oh my God, fears. That's the key I've been looking for to pass on to you. The syndrome of fear are the ones that it is going to either brave, go through all of this, just like that person inside that boat. Remember I was telling you that boat that is in that storm, a ship? If you're very afraid, I guarantee you possibly die just of the anxiety level. But if you have no fear, you shouldn't have no fear. The Spirit of God is in you, okay? And say it every day. I choose not to be afraid. That's it. I choose not to be afraid. I choose to be what? In the light. I choose not to be in the darkness. Darkness, fear does not affect me, and especially during this and then the season and the moment, okay? So that's it. The fear will be the greatest tool for the test. And it's going to take a lot of energy. I say spiritual energy and a belief in God like you never have felt it before. Call it faith if you want it. Have faith, okay? Make a decision that is wise. Choose wisely. Don't choose unwisely. To get involved in all the distortions that are coming, I recommend for you not to. Turn off that news. Don't bother with the news. It's not real. Don't bother with what they say or the confusion they create, because they themselves will be so thoroughly confused. And I can tell you first thing at hand right now, they'll go down the drain. Internet is going to go. Not the internet that you and I know. Facebook, all of those things that you think that has been a great thing for humanity are going to be dismantled. Okay? And the reason is because it's going to be a domino effect. When that first domino is kicked or pushed, the whole conglomerate will be going down. And you will see it because you volunteered to be here for this occasion. So there is, my friend. In short and sweet, I hope. I didn't expect to go a little this far, but it is that I get emotional because in my heart, I wish I could help every one of them. I don't have a large subscription. I don't have a lot of subscribers in my internet. I don't seek no funding or anything like that. I figured out, I always thought something, and I always felt it in my heart. If you sell one soul, if you help one soul, you just help a whole world. And my novel have shown that. Okay? So, in short, be wise, be strong, be steady. Okay? Discern everything, even my words. Use discernment. Find yourself inside. You be your own creator. You be your own judge. Be your own lawyer. Be your own friend. Like I say again, there is a lot of stuff out there, smorgasbord of everything that you can imagine, from political, social, religious, cosmic, mysticism, everything. You go to YouTube and wow, there's all kind of things in there. And yes, a lot of information sometimes makes people to feel bored, tired. And when they do that, it's because they no longer can understand what is true and what isn't. All I can tell you is what I have practiced, what I know that has been passed to me. I am an author of a novel that was dealing with the potentials of what now we're going through or would have gone through. Okay? I have evidence of that. So, in a way, I know to some degree what I'm talking about when I say stay on the bleachers. Do not enter the game. Do not take sides and just observe. And if the game gets to beyond that you don't like it, get off your seat, and walk out. What I mean is walk out of what the society is throwing at you, that it is not of your liking. Don't make judgment. Don't take causes, except one. Bring light to those who are right now, as we say, not awakened, do not see the reality of what is taking place. Don't be deceived by the calmness of the wind. Don't be deceived, for the storm is past the horizon. Okay? Well, I look forward to making another video regarding the spirituality, which is a very essential one. That's what I would say, the outcome out of everything. Okay, I'm just finishing. As I say, I have 2 already at my website. Please, if you can, take time to read it. It's www.thejerusalemasssembly.org. All in one single line, low caps, you will find it. And if you can, pass it on. There are also videos, by the way, that they do pop up on YouTube. And this would be one of them. Until then, my beloved friend, may the peace of the Lord be with you. May his wisdom be with you. May his goodness strengthen you. May his love embrace you throughout this period, more now than ever. Let the Lord show how much he loved you. He don't care your age, your gender, where you come from, or anything. He knows who you are. Now let him know that you know who he is. That is the key of everything we're about to go through. Because everything that you have learned will have to be relearned. And it's quite different, immensely. May also the peace of the Lord and his harmony be on you. May the Lord guide you at your job. If you're disillusioned, if you're tired, frustrated, if you feel like whatever you do has no value, remember this. Anything you do for humanity, anything, from being a clerk right down to the President of the United States, has value to God. The difference is what benefit is for humanity. And may he also shine upon you, providing you wisdom. Oh, we're going to need it. Provide you peace and restraint. And above all, may He be kind through everything we go through. Trust Him with every single breath you take and with every single strain that you can ever muster. For He is the key to be able to transition to what is coming. It's not, doom and gloom. I'm sorry. No. We leave that to the other writers of the entertain yourself with soft music. Entertain yourself with a book. Entertain yourself with walks. Meditate. If you don't know how to meditate, just think. The things you can do if you talk to God. You have no idea how you're surrounded with angels. They'll let you know they're there. You just got to let them know that you are there for them too. And once you do that, everything's going to change. And so it is. God bless you all. I love you. I love you all very much, believe it. Trust me. And I pray for you and the well-being. And I will be here as long as the great Creator, the great Sword God, and Yeshua, Jesus, allow me to, alongside with my entourage of angels and my ancestors that are with me. I know this sounds a little crazy, but you get a hang of it. Don't worry about it. I guarantee you, you are going to be illuminated. That's what I call it, enlightenment. And I will share more of this when I do the spiritual video coming up soon. Okay. Again, thank you and good night.